There is a tide in the affairs of men, and in our 20th century the tide is full. The world is aflood with invention. Gigantic luxury ships linking the continents. Railways which harness power to carry every man faster from here to there. Airliners shrinking the whole globe into the compass of a brief excursion. And despite the surge of speed, in some, new forms of beauty. Among the sevenfold wonders of our bright new world is a man-made surface, Formica, which lends more beauty, comfort, and endurance to the trappings of streamlined life than any other single material. Formica began in America. In Cincinnati 30 years ago, a factory set out to make a strange new material from layers of paper, or cloth, or wood soaked in resin. This substance could be baked, pressed, and machined into many shapes, but was produced mostly in large sheets. They called it laminated plastic. By 1946, global demand for Formica was great, and the process crossed the Atlantic to Tynemouth, where Thomas de la Rue and Company had prepared the largest plastic factory in Europe to manufacture the famous product. Soon visitors came from far and wide to see how de la Rue, long preeminent in playing card and security printing, had turned their wide experience to the production of laminated plastic. Their immediate impression would be of spotless cleanliness, for the slightest chemical impurity, the smallest speck of dust, might easily mar the mirror-like gloss of Formica. First, they would see how the surface paper is given a permanent pattern. Here they would find the origin of the rich colors of Formica, derived from special inks able to withstand the heat and chemistry of the process and years of usage. They would see the soft stream of paper rolling through the resin bars and on through impregnating machines. And they would see layer on layer of paper, stiffened by resin absorption, piled into a stack. This is the tough body which gives Formica its strength of purpose. At length, the stack is crowned with a sheet of glowing color and a wafer of special resin to impart resistance to abrasion. Then the stack is sandwiched between steel plates and thrust into the maw of a waiting press. The gigantic press is full. Formica is waiting to be born. Gently, the great multiple jaws close in a vice-like grip. Heat and tremendous pressure are applied, and the miraculous change begins, controlled continuously by skilled hands and sensitive instruments. The moment comes when Formica is revealed. Even if one has shown it to visitors often before, it is a moment of creative pride. Like a magician, one delays the revelation. What lies beneath the polished steel? Presto! The metal seems to covet the color below, then away to reveal the beauty of Formica. There is little left to do. One cannot improve the finish of Formica. Of course, sheets must be trimmed to size, and under the guillotine, the last vestiges of paper vanish. Then to final inspection, where each board is checked meticulously for the tiniest flaws. For people who buy Formica, anywhere on earth expect and get only one quality, the best. It follows that the sheets are difficult and expensive to manufacture, but in use, first cost is last cost, and installation can be justified as an economy. Formica has made friends throughout the world, and de la Rue welcomes them, one and all, to Tynemouth. They come from east and west, from the equator and the Arctic Circle, bringing new problems or fresh suggestions for the use of the famous laminated plastic. Many are simply curious to know what is Formica, Some have been confused or disappointed by imitations, and seeing the careful production of Formica reassures them. After a tour around the factory, there are always questions. Sometimes an informal party gathers for tea to hear more about Formica from their Delarue guide. He tells them, perhaps, that although the process looks simple, merely a matter of impregnating paper with plastics and fusing it under heat and pressure, Formica is in fact the result of nearly half a century of experiment and research. Production is far from easy, and constant watch is required to control the physical and chemical properties of the materials. When Formica was first created, the world of the day found only a few uses for it, but Formica was ahead of its time. Today it is accepted as the most modern and elegant material available, demanded by men of foresight everywhere. It can be used everywhere, on any surface which must stand up to hard wear and tear. In the modern kitchen, where it is impervious to stains and scalding water. In the living room, where it fears neither wet glass nor burning cigarette. In the nursery, it stands up well to less refined torture. It makes bathrooms gay and easy to clean, and it lends hard-wearing glamour to my lady's bedroom. Our office tea trolley might intrigue a lady from Sweden. Does a hot teapot mark Formica? She need have no fear. A special grade is even proof against a villainous cigarette, and stains wipe easily away with a wet cloth. Often our guests quiz us about the qualities of our product. A question from Pakistan. Formica is hard, yes, but is it brittle? In answer, the guide drops a weight onto a specimen to prove its strength. Even a sharp glass inkwell does not break the surface. And incidentally, maybe they had doubts about that burning cigarette. Here is their answer. Visitors from the sun-drenched tropics often ask about the range of colors. Some prefer pastel shades in onyx and linnet. Others admire the rich, strong colors of the soft glow range. At length our friends must go, and one by one they take their leave. A watch manufacturer from Geneva is conscious that time flies. He has a plane to catch. He's gone. But it is only a brief farewell to Formica, for in the Viscount, Britain's most popular airliner, which carries him back to Switzerland, our friend finds Formica right at his elbow. Its lightweight and tough dent-proof surface are one answer to aircraft designers' prayers. And Formica seems to follow him home to Geneva. Perhaps he is now more aware of a good thing he had always taken for granted. But for the first time, he notices it in the bar at his journey's end. Already he can visualize the famous watch factory where he works, equipped with new assembly benches covered with Formica. The unbroken, satin-smooth surface and edges provide the perfect dust-free conditions essential for the delicate craft of watchmaking or for any other intricate precision work. But to return to Tynemouth. Perhaps a lady from Italy has had a vision of her family coffee bar, transformed by Formica. Italians have led the world in new trends of functional design. Formica is a favorite material, combining beauty with utility. It can bear the heaviest utensils, yet seem elegant and graceful. Despite long use, it always looks fresh and smart. And those who deal with food know that Formica's cleaner-to-wipe surface ensures hygiene, while saving the cost of labor and cleaning materials. These are qualities which are bound to impress people the world over. In faraway Malaya, for instance, the Cabaret Club of Singapore has found in Formica a gay decor, attractive to customers, yet strong enough to withstand the bruising wear of 1,001 nights of revelry. hard-worked hotel kitchens, Formica saves many time-wasting chores, and a growing number of hoteliers are placing it in public rooms. One such is the famous Mount Lavinia Hotel in Ceylon. The world is becoming aware that the name Formica is synonymous with first quality. Whether you purchase it in Pakistan, in Sweden, or in tropical Africa, the quality is a constant. In Pakistan, you would find it moving thousands of miles on the railways. In Sweden, standing in the cold of the Arctic Circle. And in Africa, defying even the termites. Daily, even larger loads leave Tynemouth for the great ports of the world. Demands, which could once be satisfied with a few sheets, have grown so great that the output of De La Rue and the parent factory in America have had to be supplemented by similar production units in Italy, Germany, France, and in Spain. Wherever you look at our spinning globe, you will find Formica, facing the future. You will find it in the labor-saving homes of America, where the kitchen may be literally covered with Formica. You'll find it around every sink, safe from the hottest water and the rub of a lifetime of passing plates. In the hospitals of the world, such as St. Luke's, Valletta in Malta, Formica helps fight against disease. You may find it in special places or in general wards, lining corridors or in the operating theater itself. Resistance to acid and to alkali have made it invaluable in laboratories. It is hostile to all dirt, and its hard, non-porous surface must seem a bleak desert to bacteria. Wherever the world works, Formica works, as in the quiet dignity of a modern bank in New Zealand. And where the world plays, Formica joins in, as at the famous Flemington Racecourse near Melbourne in Australia. Finally, in transport, which seems to spin our 20th century world faster than ever before, Formica moves forward. Railway engineers in many widely different countries believe this laminated plastic is the best interior for coaches. It is easy enough to fit and forms into any shape, and once in place, it needs no maintenance. All the coaches on the new Toronto Underground Railway are panelled with Formica. Its gaiety cheers the early traveller on his way. Throughout the day, it takes cruel buffeting from the boots and bodies of the rush-hour crowds. And when respite comes at the end of the day, when the cleaners board the empty train, little need be done, save a quick rub down with a sponge. Nothing more asked, nothing less given for years to come. The same duty is given to those at sea. Aboard a luxury liner like the Oronsay, Formica serves proudly below decks. It brings a permanent beauty which cannot be tarnished by condensation or the salt sea air. So it sails voyage after voyage with little attention and greatly lessens the work to be done in port. Private cabins make fine use of Formica. But it also bears up well to the wear and tear in companionways and elevators, even in the roughest weather. It gives willing service in the hard-worked purser's office or decorating the frontage of the shops. In Formica, shipbuilders have found the material they have long sought, beautiful, long-lasting, and seaworthy. The mighty Queen Mary is still proudly bearing the Formica, installed in her in 1938. It has resisted not only the wear of thousands of passengers, but also hundreds of thousands of troops in the hard years of war. By such services, Formica has won world renown. But what you have seen is only the beginning. A brilliant future lies ahead, in which more and more people will use more and more Formica for more and more purposes in our bright new world.